Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Today, we are going to explore one of the most essential skills in communication, the art of public speaking. According to Stephen A. Lucas, effective public speaking isn't just about talking, it's about organizing, structuring, and delivering your ideas with a confidence and purpose. I think I have already given this material for you in our first meeting, so I hope that all of you still remember about it. Okay, so today we're gonna discuss about the types of public speaking. Public speaking comes in many forms depending on our purposes. In Stephen Lucas' books, there are two general types of public speaking. The first is informative. The second is persuade, and there are another types. Yeah, it's optional. It's about entertaining purposes. Okay, so let's we go to the first part. Yeah, first part of the types of public speaking. It is about in informative speaking. The main purpose of informative speaking is to provide knowledge and understanding. It is not used to persuade. When we speak to inform, we must focus on accuracy, clarity, and relevance. We share facts and ideas in a way that's meaningful and engaging for the audience. There are four common types of informative speeches. So in informative speeches, we still have some branch. Yeah, there are four types, common types in informative speeches. The first is speeches about objects. The second is speech about processes. The third is speech about events. And the last one is speech about concepts. Okay, we are going to discuss from the first types or in informative speeches. The this is speeches about objects. It's describe tangible and concrete things like a people, places, structures, or things we can see or touch. Like the example is you want to speak about 3D printers. Nah, so the purpose is to inform your audience about the medical uses of 3D printers. Or maybe you want to inform your audience about the role of dream catchers in Native American culture. Usually, these are organized chronologically or spatially. This is the type of how the speaker arrange and structure the the text or the speech. Yeah. Okay, the second is about speeches about processes. Here, the goal is to explain how something works, or how something done. I think it's gonna be like a similar with the procedure text. For example, you want to inform your audience how solar panels produce electricity, or you want to arrange the step by step by following the chronological order. Yeah, it is similar with a procedure text like the first blah blah blah, the second, and then what's the final. Okay, the third is speeches about events. This focus on something that has happened or will happen. For example, you want to inform your audience about the history of the Olympic Games. It means that you tell something that has happened in the past. Or you want to inform your audience about the cultural impact of the 2022 World Cup. When you want to arrange the speeches about events, you can organize them chronologically or topically. The fourth is speeches about concepts. These deal with abstract ideas like you want to share about the theories, the principles, or maybe your beliefs. For instance, to like an example, you want to inform your audience about the philosophy of Stoicism, or you want to inform your audience about the concept of sustainable development. Yeah, this step can be challenging for you, so it's important to use concrete examples to make abstract ideas clear. you need maybe some support, yeah, ideas to support your statement or your abstract ideas, so it can be clear enough for your audience. In the first in the first early, we have already talked about the first type of speaking, yeah, informative speaking. And now I will explain to you about the second types of public speaking. It is speaking to persuade. N- Now let's talk about persuasive speaking. Arguably, this is the most challenging types of public speaking. It is the art of influencing your beliefs, the attitudes you choose, or actions through ethical communication. So the goal of these speaking types, you have to influence the audience so they will do what anything you talk in your speech. It means that our goal is not just to speak, but to move people, to make them do an action, to change their minds or inspire them to do an action. Yeah. There are three main purposes in persuasive speaking. The first is to reinforce existing beliefs. The second is to change existing beliefs. And the last one to motivate the audience to take an action. However, in persuasive speaking, we still have ethical persuasion. Always remember, persuasion must be honest and ethical. Base your speech on facts and logic. Don't do manipulation to your audience. And you have to avoid emotional exaggeration or misinformation in delivering your speech. Be a responsible advocate, not to be a manipulator. In persuasive speaking, we need like a psychological things. Yeah, audiences are not passive. The audiences have the role to filter your message through their own experiences and value. That's why you have to do you have to understand your target audience. You have to recognize their beliefs and attitudes, and you can adapt your arguments to connect with them psychologically. So you need to know their background before you prepare your speech. The next, I want to give the information for you about the types of persuasive speeches. In informative speeches, we have four types. In persuasive speeches, we have three major types. The first is questions of fact. The second is question of value. The third is question of policy. About talking about the question of fact, it is deal with what's true or false. For example, you ask to your audience, does online learning improve student performance? So you need to deliver your speech to answer the question between whether it is true or false. It is usually organized in chronologically or topically. And the next is questions of value. It is deal with what's right, what's wrong, what's good or bad. Like a capital punishment is morally wrong. For example, is death punishment is not is not in line with a human rights role like this. The next is questions of policy, like a deal with what should or shouldn't be done. The government should ban single-use plastic like that. Or our company should provide free mental health counseling. Okay, so in persuasive speaking, the outcomes in is gain agreement or motivate immediate action. Yeah, common patterns include problem, cause, and solution, or comparative advantages. Yeah, in persuasive, we need attention, need satisfaction, visualization, and the last is doing an action. This is the method to do persuasive speaking. To persuade effectively, please combine four elements. The first is ethos. Ethos means like a credibility, your credibility. The second is logos, logical arguments and evidence. So you need to prepare some arguments. You can search from the article, journal, a survey, or anything else. Yeah, the data from government And the next is pathos. You need to put emotional appeal in your speech. And the last one is reasoning. Connect the facts coherently with some cases or some facts that you need in that you find in the field. Yeah. And the last one, please balance all the three. That's the key to powerful your persuasion. Okay, guys, good luck. This is enough for our third meeting.